What's up guys, it's Michael here. In this video, we're going to talk about why taxes are super important in dictating your financial future. So let's get into it. First, you got to understand what are taxes used for. The reason why there are taxes is because government needs to repair roads, they got to pay for whatever services they're providing, funding to roads, buildings, schooling, apparently too. I mean, don't look at it as a sarcastic way. But you look at funding for schooling, and you look at funding for all these other projects, there's only so much money to go around in taxes, right? At one point, if you do not manage it and allocate it, then where's all the money gonna go? You're basically gonna be asking for more, raising taxes. And that's how it works for them. And second of all, I wish there's accountability. You know, all the taxpayers that are paying out money, like trillions of dollars, and there's no accountability, meaning they don't tell us where it goes, they don't tell us where it's spent on. They say they spend it on this, but who knows? They don't tell you. And that's a topic for another time. But what I want to break down is why understanding taxes is very important for a financial future, a really successful one. And the reason why is to understand how the system works. So you look at taxes itself, you got to break it down in my previous video, where there are capital gains, long-term taxes, and capital gains short-term. Long-term is basically built for investments and people who want to hold their money for a long term. They sell and they make profit. The long term is always the benefit. Short term is basically wherever you're paying or you're making basically hourly business, wherever you're making less than 1 year. That one, you're subject for all types of basically money grabs from the government. You got like federal, then you got like income taxes in most states. Some states don't have it, but even they don't have income tax, they still grab you somewhere else, like sales tax. The list goes on. But we're not here to talk about that today. The most important one is looking between a business owner and an employee. Of course, there's still an ongoing fight until today why business owners should, pay more taxes, maybe pay their employees more. But you gotta look at basically the tax system. Who does it reward? Where does the money go to? And why is the reason why business owners are so wealthy and become more wealthy? It's because it's simply how the tax code works. So taxes are based on if you are an employee, and the reason why they put it like this is to incentivize people to build a business. Here's a counter argument to that I personally have too. You have basic write-offs for business owners, right? So if you're an employee, you cannot be writing off your house, you cannot be writing off your car, you can't be writing off your electricity bill, you can't be writing off your food and groceries, you can't be writing off your water bill, and the list just goes on. But if you're a business owner, all the things I just mentioned before, you can do that. And the reason why? Because tax code allows them to. If you are an owner, if you own any type of company that has that type of expense, even losses too. So meaning if your company loses money, you can write that off over a period of time. So within those next couple of years, you don't have to pay taxes because you can write off. It's like, hey, I lost money. So that's how it rewards that type of incentive because it wants businesses to operate in America. Here's the kicker right here. Trade-off is, who knows about this? How many people actually know that running a business is way more efficient than becoming an employee? The risk is way higher because you have a lot on stake because you have to take a responsibility running a business, as I mentioned before. High risk, high reward. And as an employee, a lot lower risk, but your reward is basically capped. Can't go any higher, whatever company wants to pay you. And the reason why is businesses are there to make money, to provide a product, to provide a service, and if it sells, it goes well, people like it, consumer likes it, profits go up, they make more money. Welcome to capitalism. And why taxes are really important is because if you're an employee, you realize whatever job you're doing, your skill set. So we're not talking about, whatever skill set, other things we're talking about smashing a like button down below and a subscribe button to help out this channel so I can bring more videos like this in the future, is to understand what value do you have and your skill set. So if you look at your skill set, if you are an engineer, you look at basically building houses, maybe building vehicles, repairing vehicles. What do you have to provide to the marketplace in exchange for money coming in? And if you're working for someone and you feel like that person would basically are benefiting off you and you feel like you can do a better job. Because when you work in a workplace, you should pay attention to your surroundings, meaning how do they operate? When they run this business, how do they run from point A to point B to point C? It keeps going on. Understand how they operate, understand how they pay employees, understand what their customers are looking for, because customers are your feedback to your product and your success. If your customers do not like you, then you won't make money. As simple as that. They like you and they love you. It's unconditional. Whatever you do, you look at Tesla, they come flocking all over to you because they believe in you and you just want to set up that expectation. If you feel like you can do a better job, then open your own business. Take that chance, take that risk. Because if you pull off that business, you come think about it, in a business, and with taxes, because taxes incentivize for you to become a business owner. They just don't tell you about it until you have to figure it out yourself. Most of the time it's usually in the later early stages of your life. But if you figure out early and you take advantage of it, you just have to win one time. That's how much it rewards you. If you're a business owner and you successfully pull out one business, you can be financially set. Majority of people will be financially set. Just pulling off this one move, become a business owner, successful for like 1 to 2 years, maybe 3, financially successful, you can live a life basically financially free, as long as you manage your money correctly. If you understand that, there's a reason why taxes are very important, because during that time, if you pull off on your business, you'll understand how tax code works, meaning all the stuff you own, you grab, you write it off. You lose money, you write it off. That's how it is. Your employee, you cannot do that. Or there's always an if and a kicker too, is like, let's say you're an employee for a company, but you're not exactly your typical employee. So you look at multiple scenarios. If you're an employee that owns some type of power within the company, like an LLC, a corporation, you own some type of shareholder, a major shareholder, because there's multiple types of shareholders. There's shareholders that can decide and influence the company what it does, and there's shareholders like investors. Those are 2 different categories split up. If you're in a category that can make and break a company, you can do write-offs, even as an employee. That's another backdoor right there. Basic ownership of a company, a true ownership. And why this is very important for people to understand is, if one day like your job doesn't fit you and maybe you get laid off, you get fired, you gotta understand what skill set you have. And when you understand what skill set you have and you figure out how to basically market to people, for example, clicking the like button down below if you're watching this video on YouTube, you understand where your marketplace. You want to get feedback from people that watch you or come to you. And taxes, on the other hand, is a whole new segment. It's understanding what you can leverage and what you can't. Because you look at companies like Amazon, you look at companies like Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, basically the billion-dollar, trillion-dollar corporations valued at. You look at them, the reason why they are so successful and wealthy, because they take advantage of the tax system. Like you look at Tesla, for example. The company makes most of its money selling cars, selling EV credits to other companies that can pass whatever political move or law they put, just to incentivize. But at the same time, all that money they lose. Why are they able to lose so much money and not go bankrupt? It's because they utilize investors and they utilize the tax code. Basically, all the money they lost, they can write it off. So they don't have to pay taxes within that certain amount of period of time. You can break it up. And I really hope that this video helps people understand, if you're gonna run a business, you just have to take that risk. You gotta understand when you're taking that risk, understand that you only need to win one time. If you want to be financially free and set for life, you only need to win one time. You can try as many times as you want. Unlike school, you can try as many times as you want. You just need to win once. Once you win once, you're set. And once you win that one time, understand how do taxes benefit people who own a business. Because if you understand that, you can write off nearly almost everything in your business. If you understand that, you will never be poor again. So you look at how taxes work for as an employee and as a business owner. Why business owners are always more beneficial, because you look at what they are trying to achieve. And if you don't like the rules they set, then you have to play the game and reach to that level, political level, and change the rules. And if that time that you still don't like that rule, or you still have that, that mindset, then attempt to change it. Why not? If you do, change your mind and you like it, then just stick with it. But at the end, taxes do matter. It will dictate whether or not you'll have a really successful financial future. I mean, I could be proven wrong. I mean, look at doctors. Some doctors, they don't want to run businesses. They make plenty of good money, lawyers, engineers, and they don't play the game. It's fine. I mean, do you want to be working for the rest of your life and to make that amount of money? And when you retire, you have no investments and stuff, and you have no businesses and stuff because you have to go through all that years of schooling. At the end, it's the decision you want to make and how you want to choose to live your life. And understanding taxes is the major key important role, whether how you manage your money and assets, and also changing how your lifestyle is. If you see all those people on television, all those famous people, and you see why they're so wealthy or how they get there, it's because they took risk and opened a business. They utilized the tax code because it gave them a great enough incentive for them to give it a try, give it a shot. That's what it is. I see you guys next time on my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Peace.